Hey yo, it's time to roar, get loud, let's ignite. Jeremy B in the house, we keeping it tight. Every weekday at 11, we ready to ride. Lions Talk Live, come and join the pride. Waking up early, it's that morning grind. Tune in to the show, leave the troubles behind. Jeremy B's the king, with the voice like thunder. Every word he spits, it's a lyrical wonder. Got the lions around, sharp and fierce. When we hear one pride, you can't help but feel your heart pierce. Talking all the topics, keep it real, keep it raw. With a lion's mentality, we're ready for the roar. One pride, it feels right. Jeremy B bringing the heat, morning light. Every weekday at 11, we taking flight. Lions Talk Alive, yeah, we ready to bite. One pride, hear us loud. Jeremy's in the zone, making us proud.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
What up, though? Welcome to Lions Talk with Smoke and Jeremy B. It is lunchtime. It is when I go live. And yes, we are live into the Huddle Roku app. We are live on YouTube. I have it going to my Twitter, checking to see how many views we get there. Happy Thursday. And the news breaks today that the Bears are considering the move to Indiana because of a law that they passed, which will make it so they freeze taxes on any new major business for up to 3 years. The amount of money it would save them to move there, all it'll cost them is the property that they started to break down on that Illinois shut down. Arlington Heights Stadium is not allowed to be built under a new bill that they passed in Illinois. Thank you, MDE. Good to see you. And then we got the real asking price about Maxx Crosby. The Raiders are reportedly seeing at least, not, that means they don't want to go backwards, 2 first-round picks and a premium player in a potential trade for Maxx Crosby for Adam Schefter. But yet, we haven't heard this from Mark Davis himself, the Mo. So, I don't know what to believe anymore. We keep hearing Max say, I haven't asked for a trade. You keep hearing stuff that they say they don't want to trade him. But yet, Adam Schefter, Tom Pelissero, and all these guys report, oh, yeah, this is what they're looking for. I don't understand how it's going like that. Yes, that is a big loss for the East. The Mo, what a tool. He may be a tool, but he's one of Maxx Crosby's best friends. They share cigars. Oh, yeah, I'm not doing this. You're gone. Oh, my goodness. See, we don't do political here. This is a sports show. Talk sports. And go ahead, talk about my teeth. I've been to a dentist. Don't worry about it. Hello. I'm here to talk sports. If you guys want to do personal attacks, leave. If all you're here is the crap talk and talk politics, leave. We're not here for this. This is a sports show. Yeah, I agree. Somebody said, well, what if we did 2 firsts and a lien after somebody said they'd reject a first and JMO? I said, if they're going to reject a first and JMO, they're not taking a lien. A lien is not a premium player. Thank you, Famous Jay. Not much, Steve Bauer. It's low hanging fruit to pick on somebody for their looks. This isn't high school. So that being said, I don't think Max is coming here. And I said that all along. So let's talk about. All right, you're done too. I peaked in high school. But don't worry, I don't take it. I remove people like that. If they want to be a hater, that's fine. Anybody that peaked in high school doesn't keep changing their life for the better. um, it, it it took me a while to get where I'm at, and I'm proud of where I'm at, and I'm proud to be here. I'm proud to be given the news. That being said, day three pick. I said Kendall Daniels would be my draft prospect I talked about. Kendall Daniels enters the NFL draft as one of the most intriguing hybrid defenders available on day three, a long rangey, instinctive player who thrived in Oklahoma's unique cheetah role. Built at 6'5" and 242 pounds, Daniels is a rare combination of length, fluidity, versatility that allows him to function as a linebacker, safety, slot defender, an overhang disruptor, defending on the defensive call in a league of increasingly defined by space, mismatches, and hybrid personnel. Daniels offers a skill set tailor-made for modern defensive schemes. The cheetah position in Venable's defense is notoriously demanding. It requires a player who can cover tight ends, fit in the run like a linebacker, blitz off the edge, and handle slot responsibilities without becoming a liability. Daniels embraced that challenge and grew into one of the Sooners' most reliable chess pieces. His background as a high school safety shows up immediately on the tape. He moves with the smoothness of a defensive back, transitions cleanly, and understands route concepts well enough to anticipate the breaks rather than react late. In coverage, Daniels' length is a weapon. He disrupts passing lanes, closes windows quickly, and uses his stride to erase separation. He's particularly effective in zone where his instincts and spatial awareness allow him to read the quarterback and jump routes. Against tight ends and bigger slots, he competes physically and uses his frame to stay attached. While he may not have elite man coverage twitch, his combination of size and intelligence makes him a strong matchup defender in the right system. Against the run, Daniel plays with surprising toughness for his leaner frame. He diagnoses quickly, taking disciplined angles, and uses his length to keep blockers off his chest. He's not a traditional downhill thumper, but he's a reliable tackler who rarely whiffs in space. His ability to scrape, flow, and finish makes him valuable in nickel and dime packages where defenses need speed without sacrificing physicality. Yep, I got it. I just block him. I'm done. You know, you want to do personal attacks? That's fine. It's lowbrow. It's high school. Uh, Anybody that thinks anybody peaked at high school who's changed careers every time they had a chance to and improved themselves one way or another. And I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm human. I'm flawed. All of us are flawed. There was only one perfect person in the Bible. And that was Jesus. I'll leave it at that. I don't get into religion here either. May God bless everybody. May we all have some peace. Try to be a better person than you were the day before. It's the only way to make the world a better place. I'm going to say it again at the end of the show because that's how I end every show. And I mean every word of it. Kendall Daniels is that perfect day three guy. I think he's going to be somewhere between the fourth and seventh round. And I just, I think he's the right type of guy to target in day three. Hello, Will. Good to see you. Moonscar. Yeah, you missed the action already. I've already had to block 2 this morning. It was fun. But I'm glad you're here. And just for you guys, all you old timers. It looks like we're finally going live into Twitter again. That's good. It looks like I got some people from the Vikings Nation. Thank you for joining. And we did get some news about the Gary Bears. It may be happening soon. They passed a law in Indiana, like I said, SB 27, and the Bears responded to it and how it would help them in their stadium. And it's actually Hammond, Indiana, not Gary. It's just outside of Gary. It's a suburb, I believe, but it's the industrial area, and they have plenty of room and plenty of defunct factories that are gone or a defunct mall. Because let's face it, malls are becoming a thing of the past. I see more closed stores in them than they were, and that gives them plenty of space if it's one of the bigger malls. So that being said, either way, that's too close to me. Fuck the Bears and all that. That you know what? If it happens, it happens. Guess what? It would make it easier for us to go watch the Lions versus Bears. We wouldn't have to deal with Chicago traffic. So there is a plus to it. Just saying, I wouldn't mind it at all. But the actual news about it, let's get to that. Yes, it would, because there's four contracts we wouldn't be able to do. It's rumored that Gibbs' contract is going to be upwards. Upwards of $22 million a year. Are you going to be able to afford that if you have two $40 million defensive ends? So the reply on the bill, trying to see. The passage of SB 27 would mark the most meaningful step in our stadium planning efforts today. We are committed to finishing the remaining site-specific necessary due diligence to support our vision and build a world-class stadium near Wolf Lake area in Hammond, Indiana. We appreciate the leadership shown by Governor Braun, Speaker Houston, Senator Mishler, and members of the Indiana General Assembly in establishing this critical framework and a path forward to deliver a premier venue for all of Chicagoland and a destination for Bears fans and visitors from across the globe. We value our partnership and look forward to continuing to build our working relationship together. So that was a statement from the Bears. Yes, Pat, good to see you. It's not looking likely that Maxx Crosby is even on the trade block. I don't care what they're reporting. I think all of this stuff is insane. No, that one was for Pat. Pat hasn't been in here all day. That wasn't because of Will. Oh God, I love my guys. You guys are great. And I'm sorry, if they're in Hammond, Indiana, you know what? That cuts down 2 hours of travel time for Lions fans to get to the Bears Stadium. Well, yeah, why not? No, just playing around. In other news around the Lions, what up, though? Like I said, the rumored contract for Gibbs is going to be around 4 years, $88 million. They accept the 5th year. Ralphie's dad was a Bears fan living in Indiana. I say if they move to Indiana, have to be renamed to Bumpus Hounds. You'll shoot your. I love it. Oh, uh, I would have to see. It looks like Laporta is supposed to be back for training camp, so I'm leaning towards re-signing him first, and I probably would put the franchise tag on Brian Branch because he may not be able to come back till Thanksgiving. Maybe. What makes it worse for me, my therapist thinks football is something he stepped on while playing cricket. That's hilarious. Oh, so here we are. You know, and we heard it last year from Megan. They are working on a long time deal for one. Uh, Kenneth Walker. Everybody's like, "Oh, look, they're not giving him the franchise tag." The franchise tag is stupid on a second or third round pick because you're forcing them to stay a year at probably less than they'd earn if they were on the free agent market, which tend to make them have a bad taste in their mouth. We've already seen one player just sit out his franchise tag year in Le'Veon Bell. It ended up costing him $26 million instead of just 10. If he'd have accepted that $16 million franchise tag back then, he'd have made something that year. And then he had a $10 million contract when he went back to the Jets per year. So technically, he cost himself $26 million right off the rip because we know he'd have got more if he'd have stayed playing. He also got a little out of shape, and he never came back to form. Thus shorten his career to 5 years, maybe 6. He cost himself generational wealth. Yeah, you start getting into that 50 and hundreds of millions. You're talking about generational wealth then. I think we're going to resign Rodriguez to less than right around or less than what Derek Barnes get. But yes, he could replace Anzalone in a heartbeat. And I think he's that type of guy who can play off-ball linebacker, slot defender, in the box safety. Whatever you want him to do, he'll do it. He has the size, the speed, and the athleticism. Well, smoking a lot of dope will give you the munchies, something fierce. Yes, yes, it will. This is true. As some people like to call it, it's their medicine. Sometimes medicine makes you have an appetite. Sometimes it don't. Depends on the type of medicine. That one does. And now the Winter Olympic medal update. Number one is Norway with 34 total and 16 gold. Number two is 26 with 9 gold. United States of America is third with 24 medals and 7 gold. France is in fourth with 19 medals and 6 gold. Netherlands, 6 gold and 15 medals total. Sweden, 15 total and 6, so a dead tie. Switzerland, 13 medals and 6. Germany, 21 and 5. Austria, 18 and 5. And round out your top 10. Japan has 22 and 5. Oh, wow. Yes, sir, Yenter, how are you? Good to see you. So Gary Bears, Maxx Crosby's probably off the table. I don't think he's being traded in the first place. I don't think it makes cap sense to them to trade him way before the deadline. The cap clearance is bad prior to June 1st. Nobody looks at that, though. They always look at the small picture. Oh, that's what I want. He's shiny. Uh, let's see. The Olympics run until the 22nd, and it's the 19th. You got 3 days left. I don't think they're catching them. Not 16 golds when they only got 6 or 7. Oh, I hope your kid's okay. Hope it's just something simple. It is amazing to see you guys all here watching me today. I'm enjoying this. It's fun. We got 7 on YouTube. We got a few on Twitter. I appreciate every single one of you. I appreciate the people that repost my post on Twitter because they said that you can't go live now on there. But evidently I am live because the Rob one is showing up and nobody's showing up in the Bears one. So we got 3 Vikings fans watching, and I appreciate it. So what do you think of that? 4 years, $88 million for Jahmyr Gibbs. It would make him in the top 3 of paid running backs. I think he's worth it. Yeah, Twitter may be weird, but you know what? It's just different. I appreciate it. It's just another way to get yourself out there. I get to post my articles there. They're gaining traction. Oh, I appreciate it. I'm not the best. I just do what I do. If you guys consider me the best, then I'm honored. I just like being realistic. And when it comes to being realistic, it's why I do what I do at towards the end of these shows every day. You know the 3 words. Put them in the chat. That's it. And there's not going to be news. I don't understand why everybody thinks there's going to be news on them. So let's miss that for a while because it's going to be a while before anything happens with that side of it. And away we go. And it changed the speed on me again. Spencer Fanu went ahead of Francis Mawaka. Wow. Wow. Do they want a lot? They want to offer a lot for that. But that's a second, 2/3, 3/3, 30 and 62, 27.58. But they want the 223 pick. I'm tempted. That's a second, 1, 2, 3, 3 third round pick. Do I take this deal, guys? We don't do re-signings during the team re-signing period fast. I want to clear that up now. Would you guys take that trade? That's what I thought, because that's going to change the entire complexity of the draft. Oh no, I reject it. God, I hate when I do this. They did 56, 81, 88, 100. Next year's second for 17. Okay, there we go. I think 100 might be at the beginning of the fourth round. But either way, yeah, that that's a haul. I had to do it. Fanu and Mawagawa were there, which were the true left tackles at the start of the draft, and that's what we need is a left tackle. And there'll be plenty available when we get to 50. But I know where I'm going at 50. All right, 52 and 257. So we get the last pick in the draft, and we move back 2 spots. And I don't think they're taking our guy, but it's the Packers, so fuck them. Yeah, I'm not doing that one. Tempting, but no. You know where I'm going. Now we're going to get to 56. No. Now I'm going to go OT. So 82 is where he's at. So now I can actually play around and do some different stuff. We could go edge here, but he's going to be later in the draft. Let's see. Cornerback. No good cornerback. Safeties. Kamari Ramsden or Jalen. Those are going to be available later. Those are going to be available. Back to offense it is. Hinekor, Carson Beck. I'm not doing Carson Beck. Not doing Lou. Trinidad Chambliss is not in the draft. He won his case. He's going to be staying in college. So they haven't updated that yet, which is crazy because that happened last week. Let's see. I think Max Hinekor is our guy. Now I'm definitely going defense the rest of the way until probably the fourth round. Yes, sir. I don't wait for him to fall. I think he's worth a second round pick all day. All right, back into the mock because we're at our pick 81. No, I'm not trading with them. So this is where I'm at. Healthy Overton here. Derek Moore. I'm taking the most violent hands in the draft. I love this kid. I don't like missing him. I don't need any more picks. Trust me. This draft in 4 years would cost this team a bunch. Just saying. And now we're to pick 100. Do I go line? Somebody asked me to do a mock up of him, and I'm going to. He's going to be my next linebacker I do a draft profile on this weekend. I think somebody already grabbed. Nope, there he is. That's who my 18th pick's going to be. The 118 pick. The Godfather, Dante Corleone. I know that news is going to be coming out shortly. Anyway, we go. We're waiting for pick 155. I know I hate when I hit. I thought I hit fast on that, and I didn't. So it's taking longer than usual. That's why I'm able to talk with you between picks, which we should be coming up on it shortly, and we are. Cornerbacks. Damani Jackson, Charles Deming. I like Damani Jackson. I think he's a good corner at 6'1", 192. Think he'd be a good fit here. We need tall corners. I'll leave it at that. And then our guy that fixes the whole interior O-line to work with Logan Jones and Max and Panay Sewell, Trey Zune. I doubt he'll be that late come draft time because I think he's going to move up after the combine, but we never know. John Singleton's gone. I took two corners. Let's see, how many picks do I have left now? I have two. Well, this is where I do the two I normally do, where I go tight end, which he's supposed to be. So either one of these guys are a tight end two in any system, but he has the versatility of fullback. So I'm going Riley Nowakowski. And my sleeper quarterback that I love. I don't know if anybody else has talked about him as much as I do. But Lane Johnson is returning to our 14th year in the NFL with the Philadelphia Eagles. That broke just before right after I set up my show. Congratulations to him, but he never stays healthy. He was beat like a drum. He was a lot of the reason why Saquon Barkley couldn't get going on that side of the ball. So let's download this draft, stop sharing, get back here, get my view back to where I like it, and let's see what all we end up with, because that was a hell of a haul. Oh, we did get an update on one more place we won't be playing overseas, because it's not really overseas, it's just south of us. We don't play the 49ers this year, and they play in Mexico City. So there is one less target off. It's looking more and more like Germany is where we are headed. The Tigers also announced their new uniforms. These are the new alternates. I love them. I love the fact they brought back the orange. I like that orange and blue hat. I think it's sharp. But here is our draft. Looks like we got 11 players. Logan Jones, Max Gabe Jacobs, Jalen Kilgore, Jacob Rodriguez, Dante Corleone, Damani Jackson, Trey Zune, Ephesians Prysock, Riley Nowakowski, and Jack Strand. I think I did a pretty even thing about taking care of offense and defense here. I didn't get my wrecking back because right now Monty's on the team. Until Monty is traded, I'm not taking a running back. And realistically, neither would anybody else. You never know. That guy might even fall into a UDFA pickup. The kid out of Toledo I like. Adam Randall could too. He's predicted as a late day 3 pick. So you don't know where people are going to fall or if they're going to be picked up. I doubt Adam Randall goes to UDFA, but I think Chip Trayanum could because he's not even on the combine invite list. I think that's a solid draft. But this has been another episode of Lions Talk with Smoke and Jeremy B. I'm happy to do this every day at noon. I talk for as long as I can. I do work a day job on Wednesdays and Thursdays, so I do have to get out of here soon. And as I said earlier in the show, try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. That's the only way to make the world a better place. It starts right here. Much love, everybody. And I only got one more thing to say. Just one before I die. Just one. Peace, love, and chicken grease.
Us higher with a grin and a laugh. He's got the crowd in a blaze, smoking out the
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.